Did you know you can have sheep overwinter without a barn? Winter is officially here in Ohio, and we don't have a structure to overwinter our animals in. In this video, we're going to discuss how we care for our sheep in the wintertime and why it's actually beneficial to our land. This is our third winter with sheep on our farm, and we've never had a structure for them to go into. So during the wintertime, I try to move my sheep. I don't do it as often as in the summertime, but the reason for doing it, for moving them, is because if we're feeding them hay, I'll strategically put hay where the soil isn't as good, and just them being there with the hay and whatever hay they don't eat goes in the ground. It gives ground cover and it continues to improve the soil. Now, something to keep in mind with your sheep, the stock of sheep that you get, is that they are used to the elements. The sheep that we've got, they're totally used to this type of weather. Same as our livestock guardian dog. They have been outside, and I've actually noticed, like, if they have the option to go inside a shelter or structure or whatever, a lot of times they won't even take it. Giving them a wind barrier could be beneficial if you have a lot of high winds or something like that. But if your stock has been in this environment its entire life, you're really not going to have to worry about whether or not they can survive. It would have to be some pretty serious cold temperatures or high winds for me to get concerned about our stock surviving. So I'm just trying to make the best of what we have and prepare for the worst. Thankfully, sheep are not difficult to take care of, and they require minimum shelter. For us, for their water, I just give them a 5-gallon bucket, and that's typically enough for a day. They typically don't even drink that much a day, and as long as I just fill it every day, they'll be fine. So I'm moving this fence to just go around this one bale, and I'm going to have the sheep in there, in the smaller perimeter. They've been saying that we could get a lot of snow and possibly some ice, and so this is just going to make it easier for me to manage, and I don't have to have a large perimeter fence to keep an eye on if we get a lot of ice or snow piles up and whatnot. This fencing isn't really ideal for ice, but the sheep netting is definitely going to hold up better than chicken netting. And our chickens are all penned up right now anyway because they don't want to come out with the snow. So I don't really have to worry about them right now. So this is really the reason that we chose the type of sheep that we have. More parasite resistant. They do really well in the environment that we're in. They don't require a lot from us. We don't have to have any type of permanent shelter for them, and they do really well in just about any kind of weather that we have. They're digging right down through the snow. So that's going to be it for this week, guys. If you have any sheep questions, post those in the comments, and we will see you again next week.